My name is Tommi Lassila. I'm working at Aura Cloud, responsible for sales and partnerships. Well, I have a long career in payments and fintechs and banking. I used to work several years at SEB Bank, one of the leading banks in the Nordics. Prior to that, I've been working for American Express and Visa and a former kind of company, Luottokunta, now a part of Nexi. A kind of a payments and banking expert in many ways. Our mission is really to make banks and fintechs more agile, to create opportunities for innovation and to create cost efficiency, really benefiting the end customers with better services, better customer focus, and better cost income. Aura Cloud is a next generation core banking platform, so we cover pretty much all the key areas for retail banking, for instance. So we can support loans, accounts, cards, payments. We have separate modules for even factoring services, for peer-to-peer lending, including marketplace, loyalty and rewards. And obviously in the different areas of the services like loans, we can provide robust services for both SME customers and consumers. So we have separate kind of areas for these. And also what comes to SME banking and retail banking for consumers, we have separate kind of service kind of suites for different needs. So very broad offering in general. It's always a tricky question. What we have is actually fully built a ready solution through platform. So we have all the areas ready, available, so no kind of empty promises. We have used over 1.2 million hours to build the platform over 10 years. Very broad offering and very good configurability inside the different modules. So we can do miracles when it comes to product innovation for the end customers. Our current customer base is different type of fintech customers in the Nordics, in Sweden and Finland. That is the current customer base. We are now targeting, I would say, well-established fintechs, typically with EMI, electronic money institutional licenses, and different size banks. Small to mid-sized banks are kind of the sweet spot what comes to our fit, what comes to the needs and our solution capabilities. We are in dialogue with some larger banks as well, what comes to some specific areas. So I think in the banking, the new trend is really to look that you can have different core solutions for different areas. It's not as strict as it used to be. But to put it in context, I would say that we are really keen to work with companies, with financial institutions that have high ambitions what comes to innovation, what comes to more agility in their kind of product development, customer interaction. So we are very well suited in that kind of cases where you want to be more agile, more cost efficient, drive down your cost to income ratio and really try to beat the competition. We are there to help. I would say the common factor among our clients is that we can provide very high degree of digitalization for the customers. The need to scale up your back office is minimal. I mean, our mission is really to help customers grow so that you don't need to grow your FTEs and back office. So really trying to automate the customers' end-to-end processes as much as possible and also at the same time drive down the cost of IT so you can run our platform with very minimal own IT development team. So kind of a efficiency gain in the end. When we are implementing projects with the customers, we are talking weeks, maybe some months. Typically our, for instance, greenfield customers, we get those in production from signing in 12 to 16 weeks. That I would consider agile in the real sense. So how this is achieved is really through our ready, fully flexible core banking platform that has a lot of functionality, configurability, broad use of API, so we can integrate easily to different vendors, partnerships, and that means that we can really do things extremely fast without any coding needs or any really kind of consultancy work, so to say. So that means good benefits for the customers because they will get production readiness very fast. The end customers obviously benefit from getting the services as soon as possible. We are obviously a SaaS-based core banking platform. Typically, these are called like next generation cores. We are cloud native, so there is no old baggage of a legacy solution behind, scratch built with over 1.2 million hours of development, as I mentioned earlier. We are both cloud native and cloud agnostic, so we can pretty much run in any cloud. Current production is in both Azure and AWS environments. We have some own kind of production in the Google Cloud as well. We have even IBM cloud support. So we leave flexibility for our customers. Obviously, some customers have some specific needs and strategies when it comes to clouds, so we have that flexibility. We are also API first, given our back office is fully API driven, so anything that we have in the back office can actually be exposed to the kind of end customers as well, if it's needed for self-service, mobile applications, etc. We have the critical certifications like security certification 27001 and also ISO 9001 certification, so it's a well-proven, robust solution that can scale a lot. I think it has been a fantastic joint journey so far. As you are talking about open banking as your main kind of area, of course, I would add that this is an open partnership. I mean, it's very open discussions, good joint commitment to help our customers, no hidden agendas, so to say. So we share the vision what comes to growing the business and helping the end customers. So I think there is, especially what comes to our mutual dialogue, for instance, with you, it has been fantastic. Open kind of dialogue and head scratching at times, but also a lot of good times what comes to even having fun. So. In the past, open banking was seen as a sexy new component that was kind of required in RFPs, etc. Now, open banking, I mean, it's very critical component of modern banking and financial solutions offerings. The key areas, really, what comes to the use cases are obviously in different loan kind of issuing solutions. What comes to credit decisioning, having better data to act on, and obviously this helps also the end customers. What comes to getting more accurate loan decisions, especially in the loan market where the competition is tough among the different loan issuers and brokers. The necessity to have good quality data, real-time data, to support the automated decision making is critical. So that is obviously one of the key use cases. Yeah. I would highlight that you have a robust offering, good coverage, very good team, strong understanding of this area, and real drive to help your customers, building long-term partnerships or customer relationships. My crystal ball, yes. Obviously, we have a high ambitions what comes to growth. We are targeting now different size banks. We have several interesting discussions ongoing at the moment in the Nordic region, but we want to expand our business, so we are looking different markets in Europe, even outside Europe, and are having actually several discussions with prospect customers in different regions. The company will be many times bigger. We will have a good footprint in the financial sector, in the banking, what comes to small mid-sized banks, and I believe that we will have many happy customers. Yeah, it's a really relevant question. Obviously, AI is a buzzword as well currently, but the benefits will be tremendous. I think the biggest gains in the first place will be what comes to back office work. We already now try to minimize back office needs for our customers. So in the long term, I would say the back office should be seen just a kind of a very, very small function. AI will take a big role, replacing many kind of manual processes. Obviously, the next phase what comes to the AI is what comes to the data analysis parts. That will actually mean that for end customers, the banks or financial institutions customers, they will get better service, better automated services that don't feel like it's a robot talking or robot interaction, having smart decisions in place. And I would also say that probably what comes to user interfaces, whether it's end customers or even kind of a bank back office, if that is still there, it is very likely that the user interface for this type of solutions will be kind of voice-based. So you are kind of interacting as you would talk with other colleague, but you are talking actually with the core platform. Yes, embedded finance, obviously a big growth area in Europe and elsewhere. Our solution is very well suited to power different embedded finance solutions. So we are more than excited to have that kind of discussions with any potential prospects. Okay, should be simple. Just go online. If you don't find us elsewhere, so oracloud.com, I'm available to have an initial meeting to discuss the needs. Really happy to kind of understand what are the pain points and ambitions, and then take it from there, including our team to discuss the real requirements and how we can help. As the platform is very broad, we can do a lot. So the more challenging situation you have, the more excited we get. So we can do miracles. Oh, that's a tough one. As we were talking embedded finance a while ago, I see that there is a strong likelihood that you don't actually see the banks. They are there, but they are behind the scenes. You are not excited to go to the bank. You just want the services and everything to happen. I think that will be kind of the outcome, that banks will disappear behind the scenes. What those brands will be, that's a separate kind of long debate for sure. But I think the key elements that have been crucial in the success of the banking sector all these hundreds of years is the trust element. And I think as long as the trust is there, whether you see it or not, physically, doesn't matter. It is really that you trust the services, and it can be that you never see the bank. You are really pushing the questions now. I think it's a really exciting question, because if talking about the kind of consciousness and what would be a kind of a bank platform that is conscious, what are the motivations there? If that's the case, it's like, is the motivation shareholder value creation or customer servicing, or to see that happy customers actually create most shareholder value? Really good question. I don't have the answer. A typical mainframe legacy core banking project kills 2 CIOs. It's a bad joke, but that's in many cases that has been the kind of ugly truth what comes to the old way of managing core banking migrations and renewals. I think the new era what comes to solutions like Oracloud, you can do things very differently, very fast. You can kind of narrow the projects in different kind of chunks and running even multiple cores. You don't need to think about replacing everything at once. Totally different thinking emerging. This is quite common actually now what comes to the recent discussions. I've been using the metaphor that you may have a kind of a diesel engine under the hood of your car, but you would like to get the agility of a kind of electric car. You don't need to replace the diesel. It's better to have a kind of a agile electric engine on the back axle, and that's the Oracloud brushless engine there. So I think it's a metaphor that actually works quite well. We see all too often examples where small-sized banks have actually engaged with very, very heavy legacy system renewals, and those are killing both the bank's finances as well as the customer experience, because so many years are lost in projects that don't really give a return on investment. Typically it takes many years that the product development is quite frozen for those. It's not good for anyone. So really having fresh thinking what comes to implementing kind of next generation core platform, you can do miracles in very short time period.